All right, back at it. Press day, squat day, bicep tear updates. So you can see the cast is officially off. Granted, I tore it off the last squat day because it really wasn't doing anything. Like, and I talked to my surgeon about it. He got it. Like the cast is supposed to immobilize my arm, and it probably did for a little while post surgery. The one that it turns out he did while I was under, but he had to wrap the hell out of it. But yeah, like the plaster breaks, and then my arm just moves freely. So but whatever. We saw him. He said it was great. By the way, that first set was 130s for 15. And as my coach pointed out, like, everything past this is gonna probably have a lot more to do with just counterbalance. But we are gonna go up. I know next week we're gonna try 140s, and I will not be happy unless we try 150s before this, experiment is over. I threw Larry on the hundreds. He didn't get a lot on that first set. He gets more on this one. He's been working out with me for a while. He's been getting stronger, and I just kind of pointed out, like, have you ever done the hundreds for reps? And he was like, no. I was like, well, you can, so let's do it. And he did, and he killed it. I did have to cue him to squeeze the hell out of the dumbbells because I think it was more of like a wrist strength limiting factor for him. Probably just we don't do a ton of dumbbells, especially really heavy. But he got there. Super proud of Larry. That was probably 8 reps on the second and 5 on the first. But yeah, so the surgeon said that the bicep is, I don't know, he didn't use the word miraculous, but like it's super impressive how healed it is. Even the surgery wound was super healed. And yeah, like the range of motion already in there is what really surprised him the most. Like I can straighten my arm. He was like, here, I'm going to pull your arm straight. Let me know when it hurts. It's like, it doesn't. You can go all the way straight, no problems. And he told me like the tendon was shredded, but still attached, which was a surprise. The muscle, so you have 2 heads of the muscle in your bicep. Mine was torn and separated, like the 2 heads were separated, which is probably why it had the nastiest bruising that anybody seems to have ever seen from a bicep tear. But yeah, he said everything's healing up really nicely. He moved up all my timelines. And he told me a lot of stuff, PT, blah, blah, blah. They gave me a brace, and I'm just like, yeah. When can I bench? And he was like, yeah, 3 to 4 weeks from now. What we talked about was he wanted me to start with dumbbells and really try to like maybe keep it to like close grip stuff so that it's more triceps, the wider grip. The barbell is going to put more load on that tendon to stabilize, which, makes sense to me. So we'll probably start with dumbbells. My coach talked about that too, and then work our way in maybe with some close grip, but we'll see. That's going to be like 3 weeks from now, which is really exciting. And this Thursday, I brought myself back up from, 125 milligrams test up to 300 so I can start to build back up, especially as I build back up that other arm. But I've been continuing to cut weight. I've actually walked so much now that I have like a killer blister on my right foot. I've been walking my dog a lot more this week. Before that, I was doing a lot of like incline 10, just walk on the treadmill. When I tore my bicep, I was like 345 pounds-ish, which is on the heavy side for me. And I don't even think I looked terrible, but like that's really heavy to walk around at. And it wasn't lean. So working on leaning my way down to, me and my coach talked about 315 pounds, and I'm 324 pounds now. And already just feeling better. So yeah, that feels great. So I worked through all the accessories on this upper body day. It was pretty good. And we're still continuing to work the grip and everything on the right hand. But working the grip on the left hand is going to start to become a priority. I'm going to probably just use my grippers at home to start with the left because there's no limitation on that. I just can't straighten my arm. That's what I'm not allowed to do. But yeah, then we had some SSB squats today. They felt a lot better today. I've actually added in a little bit of mobility into my warm-up routine on squats. I've always done certain stretches, but something I haven't done that's just stupid simple is like just get myself into a full squat, like just body weight as far as I can. Like, I mean, truly like the deepest squat you can hold. And then I kind of push my elbows into my knees and just kind of hang out there. And granted, like my upper body is pretty folded over when I'm in that position. So I was slowly trying to work my way into having my upper body be more upright in the deepest squat. And then I'll go over to the bar, the empty bar, grab that, get into the deepest squat possible and hold it. And that'll be my warm-up routine, which I felt like gave me better depth on these. Yeah, Sophie is really mogging me with her better legs than mine in the background here. I did talk to her about that belt squat machine, and I guess she never used one. But yeah, she really made me look bad when I was over here doing 390 pounds for reps on squat. But yeah, and my legs don't look like that. But yeah, this went great today. I had 390 pounds on the SSB, 3 sets of 10. Felt super good. I was actually a little bit like, dang, 3 sets of 10 heavy weight, that might suck, but it was actually not bad at all. And Larry, this is 10 pounds off his all-time PR. And here's what's important about that. One, I mean, it moved super well. You can just tell looking at Larry, he's jacked right now. He's put on a lot of good muscle. We're just in a really good place. But the thing that's important about that is Larry hasn't touched a deadlift since his birthday, which is July. So it's been 4 weeks since Larry's deadlifted, right? So how is Larry that strong after 4 weeks of not deadlifting? Because we absolutely hammered SSB squats. SSB squats have a very specific carryover to deadlift. Now, I'm not saying like I would permanently replace somebody's deadlift with an SSB squat, but it does work. And in fact, you can throw it back to the old conjugate style West Side barbell training. Now, granted, they would usually box squat, which I only have my clients do 1 or 2 times in a training cycle if needed. Some guys not at all, some girls not at all. But the SSB bar does provide a lot of upper back, lower back intensity that is there. And so you can really just jump onto a deadlift, and there you go. Larry proved it. RPE 9 was 10 pounds off of his best ever deadlift. And we'll get him doing some more deadlift frequency, but he's still a ways out from the next meet that he's going to do. And then we came over, we did hack squats. We're laughing right now because these are supposed to be paused hack squats. And my first rep, I thought I paused, and Larry was like, no, that is not a pause. And then you know what he said? He's like, this is the pacer test. And he started to count my pauses for me, which I encouraged. I was like, yeah, keep doing that. Definitely gave me a much better workout from this. It was 2 sets of 10. I did 3 plates per side, and we really went hard on the pauses, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, I did not know how to put these handles back, so I just had Larry do it. He did 2 plates, really good pauses as well. I'm super happy to do this. 3 sets of 10 on squat, and then 2 sets of 10 on hack squat is a very bodybuilding style, quad focused workout for me, which I think is what I've always thought what my squat needs to get to the next level. I did a meet last December at 308, and I think I attempted a squat that was over 700 pounds. Maybe it was 722 or something like that. I don't remember. And it just felt like it just didn't have the quad power. I could hold it upright. My position was good. I felt like my form was fine. But I ended up rocking back onto my heels because as I would push up with my quads, there just wasn't enough strength to continue. And so eventually, like if you just don't have the strength and you're pushing against a brick wall, the weight's going to shift. So I had a lot of people tell me after that, like, oh, I saw your toes come up. Like, yeah, I was pushing against a brick wall, and eventually my body tried to load my hamstrings, which my hamstrings are much stronger, like just comparatively. And you can't hamstring your way through a squat. Like granted, like I think hamstrings are very, very important on a squat. They go a long way. If you have weak hamstrings, making them stronger makes your squat better. But it's going to be more about your deadlift for hamstrings if they're already strong. And then you need that quad and hip power to transfer the power into the bar. I mean, ultimately, that's what a squat is. It's your quads and your hips transferring force from the ground through your body into the bar. So yeah, I was super happy with these. These felt really good. Also, really, really good depth here for me. Again, I think part of that is that warm-up, like really getting my hips more mobile. But even just doing this at this depth is going to help that mobility as well. So, anytime you hold yourself to that higher standard on stuff, you're helping change your body for the better in that way. These got tough, though. I think it said RPE 7. I don't know. I mean, I guess RPE is so freaking subjective that I'd say it's still an RPE 7, but like some people are going to do RPE 7 and it's going to look like you're coasting. These are great. This is a standing hamstring curl machine. The one thing I'll say about I can max the whole machine out for 10, which is what I did, but it's pretty RPE 9-ish if I'm doing it at the end of the workout. But yeah, love that machine. Felt really good. Good workout.